Today, I want to talk a little bit about purpose, a little bit about your why. The other day in Chicago, there was a terrible tragedy. Many people were shot, many people were injured, several were killed. I believe 41 people were shot the other day in Chicago, and I just wanted to share a little bit, give my condolences for those that were lost, and use that as an example to reinforce our why for September 20th at the Power of We Symposium. That's why we're going to be there. That's why we're going to Chicago, to speak to these at-risk youth. These are the kids that are in that war zone. These are the kids that are out there wishing that there was a light in the darkness for them. And that's what we're going to be September 20th. And I don't watch the news. I don't watch TV. I don't keep up with politics. I don't know what Donald Trump is doing. I don't know if any of that is going on, but I do know that there is a war going on in this world. There's a war going on in Chicago. And it hurts my heart to see the reality of the situation when we see what happens with these people in Chicago. These kids that seemingly have no chance of survival or a good life. It's a shame. It really is that they have to grow up in an area where drugs and war are everyday occurrences. But what we're doing has a reason behind it. It's more than just an event. It's an experience. It's something they will never forget for the rest of their lives. Something you will never forget for the rest of your life. And why is that? Because there's a meaning behind it. There's a why. You know, on Stay Humble, Hustle Hard Live, I interview men and women that build businesses because I want to dig down deep and find the why behind their message. I want to find the why behind their business. I always tell people that if you be the blessing for others, you will live within blessings. I say that if you can be that spark in the darkness for even a single person, then your life will have been worthwhile. And that's what is going on in Chicago on September 20th at the Stan Mansion. We get to speak to over 250 of these kids, these at-risk youth that are there in that war zone in Chicago. They had to deal with this. Many of them had loved ones that were a part of this recent tragedy that we have had. And if somebody doesn't do anything about it, it's just going to keep happening. You know, someone told me yesterday that what we were doing wasn't going to make a difference. That a little bit of motivation and inspiration is not going to change the minds of a bunch of thugs. That's what they told me. And you know, what really resonated with me is that at some point in that person's life, someone told them that they were not going to be able to do something because of where they were in the moment, because of who they were in the moment. And I don't feel that that's right. Because each and every person has the potential for change. Each and every person has the potential for growth. No matter where you are in your life, whether you be bedridden, in a wheelchair, or walking, living, enjoying every day, no matter where you are in your world, you have the potential to go farther, to grow in some way, whether it is here or here. And on September 20th, that is what we're aiming for, is to embed the second thought into the minds of those children so that they know that there is another way, that there is another path besides this one of darkness. I've never been to Chicago. I don't live in a big city. I don't know what it's like to be there in that war zone. But I've walked through my own valleys of darkness. I've bared my own crosses. Just as you have, just as every single one of those kids that will be there on September 20th. They've all bared their crosses. And we have no right to judge them for the things that they have done, because the things that they will do could potentially change the world. I'm truly honored to be one of the keynote speakers at the Power of We Symposium. It is a blessing among blessings to have the opportunity to impact lives in a way that will cause generational change. Because what we're doing is more than an event. It's a real experience. It's something that will resonate for years to come. We don't want to motivate you. No. I know I call this Tucker's Morning Motivation. But to be honest, if you dig down deep and you realize why it's called that, the core of it is the why. See, I don't believe that any person can actually motivate you. We can inspire you. We can hype you up. We can make you think something different that you didn't think before. But motivation, at its core, is the motive behind what it is that you do. It's your why. And motivation comes from the Spirit. Your why comes from within. You know, when you are living within your purpose, it will resonate with others, whether you speak it into the world or not. When you are living outside of your purpose, it will only resonate with you. And that's a big difference that a lot of people do not understand. Well, in September, what we are doing is resonating with each and every one of us. Every single speaker, all 12 of us, extremely dynamic, will stand on that stage and not only deliver a message of hope to the hearts of these children, but a second chance. You know, your past does not define you. It refines you and prepares you for your present. There are things in your life that will change. Things will happen. You do not have control over the world. But you do have control over what's in here. But most importantly, what's in here? What's in your heart is where your purpose lies. And your passion that will resonate with others. What happened in Chicago was a tragedy. It was a horrible, horrible act of violence. A senseless act of violence. It was meaningless. It was an act of revenge. Probably had to do something with gangs or drugs. Or it might have just been someone who was freestyling with a pistol. You never know what exactly was the cause of it. But if each and every one of the people that were a part of it, the people behind the gun, if they would have had a different message in their heart that day, if they would have had a second thought in their mind, those 41 people that were shot the other day, they would still be walking among us happy and fulfilled as we can be. So, if nothing I ever do, this is my personal message to each and every one of you. If nothing I ever do resonates with you, if nothing I ever say allows you to take life to another level, my apologies. I should have done a better job. But no matter what, no matter where these messages that I share with you take you, no matter where they take me, if on September 20th we can alter the statistics of those kids, which is that at least 10 of them this time next year will either be dead or in prison. If we can alter those statistics, even by one, I feel that my life will have been worthwhile. And all the time here, doing these videos, connecting with everyone, it will all be well invested. And if you notice, I didn't say spent, because there's a difference in spending time and investing it. I don't spend time. I invest it in the present moment to better the future. So I hope that you'll join us in September. It'll be at in Chicago at the magnificent Stan Mansion. We will be speaking to over 250 at-risk youth from the Chicagoland area. The very kids who were in and affected by the war zone that we just recently saw on the news. I hope you join us. But if you don't, if you can't make it, at least do this one thing. And that is, be the blessing for someone today. Be the spark in the darkness for someone today. Because you never know who needs that message. Those people who were in that shooting recently, they needed the message that we are going to be delivering in September. It is a life or death situation. This is not a difference between getting excited and making sales on the phone today or not making sales on the phone today. This is getting excited about saving lives. This is real. This isn't some hyped up event where we go out there and we hype you up about going in and closing that deal and making sales and becoming an entrepreneur. It's not about that. It has a purpose. It has a meaning. But most importantly, it has a why. We're attempting to save lives here. And I know that it will. The Power of We Symposium, I'll say it over and over until the event. It is more than just an event. It is more than just a seminar. It is more than just a well-crafted speech. It is an experience designed to change lives forever. We have the opportunity to save these children. We have the opportunity to open their eyes to a greater understanding of life, which supersedes drugs and gangs and gang violence and showing whose balls are bigger because they got a gun. It's more than that. There's a real meaning, there's a real purpose behind it. Because it's so much more than what you can see from the outside. If only you could be working within. And we're looking for volunteers. So if you would like to volunteer at the Power of We Symposium in Chicago at the Stan Mansion on September 20th, all you have to do is contact me or Lauren Harris, and we will sign you up, and you can come help us bless others at the Power of We Symposium. I'm excited. I'm excited about impact. I'm excited that we're really doing something here. It has meaning. It has a purpose. These are people who, without the message, will have another tragedy like we did the other day. If this Power of We Symposium had been 6 months ago, maybe that shooting might not have happened. There's a possibility that one of those kids could change their mind. It's going to be like nothing this world has ever seen. It's going to be an experience of a lifetime, but most importantly, an experience that changes a lifetime. We're looking for generational change to be the spark in the darkness that lights the way. That is the way. So don't forget to join me on September 20th. If you would like to meet me in person, go to powerofwesymposium.com. I'll drop it down in the comments. Get your tickets. You'll get to meet me, Marshal, Gillen, Dan Mendelow, Robert Brooker. There's a ton of people you'll get to meet. We've got 12 highly dynamic speakers that are bringing their A game to the table. We're going to change lives. Like I said, this is more than an event. This is an experience. To change the experience that these kids will have throughout their lives. So thank you so very much for joining me on today's little segment of Tucker's Morning Motivation. If you find value in this message, please hit that little share button, or actually the share button is going to be right over there. Knock that out for me. Give me some likes. If you have saw this live, please drop hashtag live. If you have saw this on the replay, please drop hashtag replay down at the bottom. If you like my new little setup, this is actually due to watching one of Marshal Gillen's videos. Thank you, Marshal. I learn a lot from watching him. I've got a new video setup that I'm going to be using tomorrow. I will have the camera turned at a different angle so the lighting will be better. But if you enjoy this, if you have any tips for me on how to better this, make sure you drop it down in the comments. If you would like me to speak at your event, I am a public speaker and I will be speaking at the Power of We Symposium. Hit me up. I would love to inspire your audience. I would love to share a message with them that truly resonates and leaves them with something that they can take home. Thank you so very much. And don't forget, today's episode of Stay Humble, Hustle Hard Live will be airing at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time instead of 10 a.m. how we normally do it. That's why the show was a little behind this morning. But I do appreciate each and every one of you for joining me. Please share this message. Be the blessing for others. Go bless someone today with your presence. Thank you so very much. Y'all have a blessed day.